Hi everyone, my name is Dean Span, and today I'm going to present a Pecha on why everyone should play video games. So in this presentation, I'm going to do a brief history of video games. I'm going to get into some of the most popular consoles that are out in the market today. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about the types of video games that are the most popular right now. The history of video games goes back almost as far as 1950 when scholars were creating different games with just simple artificial intelligence. But gaming didn't really pick up until the 1970s when the first consoles came out. Once that happened, you had your Space Invaders and those type of games. And over time, it's definitely evolved to the power and capacity that the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One have. Video gamer demographics actually surprised me when I was doing the research for it. So 59% of Americans do play video games. However, what did surprise me was that 48% of gamers are female. Also, the average age of gamers varies as well. 36 plus years is 39%. Under 18 years old is 29%, and then 18 to 35 is 32%. Continuing with video gamer demographics, so how are people gaming? Console gaming is definitely still one of the most prevalent ways people are gaming. In their households, approximately 69% of households do have some sort of console, whether it's an Xbox, a PlayStation, or Nintendo Wii. But smartphone and wireless device gaming is definitely increasing as more people are getting smartphones. So for the past 30 years or so, the video game industry has pretty much been ruled by the big three. So the big three are Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. And the lines of video games that come from these different companies are the PlayStation line, Xbox, and Nintendo. So continuing with that, the big three, the lines of video games that are offered right now are the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation Vita, and the Sony PlayStation TV. For Nintendo, it's the Nintendo Wii U, the Nintendo Wii, and the Nintendo 3DS. And then for Xbox, they have the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One. So talking about sales for the big three, PlayStation has dominated this last iteration of video games. So the PlayStation 4 has sold nearly 20 million units since it's been released, whereas the Xbox One has sold around 11 million and the Wii U has sold around 9 million. Moving on to PC gaming has been on the rise as well. As you can see in this chart, PC gaming over the last 4 years has steadily increased in revenue, while console gaming has steadily declined a little bit. So the biggest thing with PC is that you don't have to update the console as much. The PC, you just update the parts, and you're still able to play the game. So that's a pretty big reason why a lot of people are sticking with that now. So moving on to size of the market, how many PC gamers? So according to Intel, 711 million paying gamers were present by the end of 2014, which is a staggering number. So League of Legends, which is a new game that just came out that I'm going to cover, 70 million registered players were using it, and then 27 million daily active users, just to give you perspective. And also World of Warcraft, which has been a game that's been around for a while, had 100 million users. Now that you have a brief overview of the history of video games and just what consoles are out, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the types of video games. So here I have just a couple different video games. You have Pokemon, The Legend of Zelda, 2K Sports, Jak and Daxter, Call of Duty, and League of Legends. So moving on to what games are popular. So the top 5 most popular video game genres are action and adventure, shooter, sports, role-playing, and family entertainment. Family entertainment in particular is something that has definitely increased with the release of the Wii. So like I said, action-adventure games are the most popular right now. So some of the biggest series that are out are Infamous, God of War, Drake's Uncharted, Assassin's Creed. So with these games, you're playing as one character, and you go through a storyline, and there'll be missions and puzzles that you have to solve along the way. In comparison, shooters are more focused on multiplayer, different gameplay modes. So two of the shooters that I have right here are Call of Duty and Destiny. So in Call of Duty, it's more of the militaristic type gameplay, whereas Destiny is a little more futuristic and it involves aliens. And the big thing with shooters is that there are so many different types of first-person shooters now that are available that it can really appeal to any different type of gamer. My second favorite type of game are sports games. So I'm a really big sports fan. So NBA games, FIFA, Madden, those games definitely appeal to me. Over the years, they've definitely increased in their graphics and just the animations that are available to the players, so it's a lot more realistic. Role playing games is the fourth biggest category. So, with role playing games, two of the most popular are Diablo and Final Fantasy. Pokemon is another one that's very, very, very popular. So, with those games, you're giving a character or characters, and you're able to level them up and develop them and give them new skills and attacks. And that's really the biggest draw of the game. Family entertainment video games have definitely increased in popularity since the release of the Wii. You have games that have come out like Dance Dance Revolution, Just Dance, and all of the Wii iteration games, so Wii Sports, Wii Fit, those type of games that have really just revolutionized the way that your entire family can now play video games, which was something that a lot of people didn't think about before. So, two computer games that I wanted to talk about briefly are League of Legends and World of Warcraft. So, starting with League of Legends. So, League of Legends is a MMO, which stands for Massive Multiplayer Online video game. And the biggest thing with these type of video games is that you're given a character and you're trying to level them up and you're playing online with your friends. So, that's the biggest draw to these type of video games. So the second video game that I want to talk about is World of Warcraft. So World of Warcraft actually came out before League of Legends did, and it's been a widely popular game as well. It's the same type of game where it's an MMO RPG, and it combines a lot of the same elements where you're given a character or characters and you're trying to level them up. And this is definitely where video gaming is going, where you're focusing more on the interaction element as opposed to just graphics. The last type of gaming that I want to discuss is mobile gaming. So with mobile gaming, these are games that you're playing on your smartphones or tablets. The biggest difference between mobile games and console games is that they're not nearly as complex. A lot of times they're very simplistic. They're something that you can just pick up and intuitively just know what to do. And that's definitely the biggest appeal. So that begs the question, what kind of gamer are you? So in this presentation, I've gone over different types of games, the history of video gaming, the different consoles that are available, and a lot of different games that are on PC. So I challenge you to, if you haven't ever played a video game, to branch out. Start off with something small like a mobile game, and then see where it takes you.